Well, I will never forget it, and probably some other people won't. But July 4th, 1988 was my first visit ever to the Russian River. And boy, did I have a good time. I spent the whole weekend at a place called The Woods, which no longer exists, dancing underneath the redwoods, wearing a Speedo white T-shirt and a smile. Pretty much that was it. Well, our next guests know all about the river. Rob and Rodger, welcome.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
You know, I have been wanting to have someone up to talk about what is the Russian River for a long time, because it really is a magical place.
It's beautiful. There's something that happens when you cross on River Road and it says, "Welcome to Guerneville." All your troubles stay right behind that sign.
And anything that happens in Guerneville stays in Guerneville,
Well, that's
right?
why we call it Guernvegas.
Guernvegas. Now, how long have you been going up to Guerneville?
Oh, I first went up there, I think, in '83 or '84. I stayed, actually had a boyfriend who brought me up there to the Highlands, and I believe it was Thanksgiving weekend. And then on and off for many years. I was the first DJ that was brought up from the city to DJ for Lazy Bear weekend. So.
And you are the event coordinator for one of the top places in town, as we call it, the Triple R, but I know now it's called the R3.
The R3 Hotel, it's famous as can be, of course. We've made a lot of history there, and we continue to make a lot of history there. And we're just coming off an incredible, epic season. And actually today on Facebook, I just released all our 2017 events. So check that out. It's going to be incredible.
You know, for a long time, the river was considered kind of not hip, a little square, kind of funky. But now it's become an all-season place to go. I mean, it's an hour and 20 minutes from the city. And, you know, my husband and I have had a place there for 16 years. And I'm actually glad to see a new generation of people appreciating the Redwoods, but also there's a lot of non-gay people going up there now for the weekends.
Oh, most definitely. Don Ranch, I guess it's not New Don Ranch anymore, but there's a lot of weddings that happen there and a lot of wedding parties that come through town, a lot of different events that draw a very diverse crowd.
Now, you are the voice of the river, KGGV FM. How long has that station been going?
11 years now. It's just our little local community radio station. And when I moved up to the river a few years back, I would listen to it, and I loved the eclectic music that is on that station. There's so much variety, not just what the DJs play, because we all have 2 to 3 hour segments, but when they put on what's called the Bridge Mix, because it's KGGV The Bridge, and it's a wide variety of great music. No,
it's a great station. It reminds me of that fictitious radio station in the movie The Fog with Adrienne Barbeau as the DJ. I mean, it's really a small Northern California radio station, you know, that is reflective of the community. You know, during the 80s, a lot of people, a lot of men in San Francisco, during the worst of the age years, you know, went to the river. You know, that's how the mother house of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence spread there. Do you still feel like the river is as gay and welcoming as it ever was?
The LGBTQ community is alive and well and vibrant, and what adds to it right now is that diversity that's coming up, and everybody is just getting along, which we didn't see that in the the mid '80s.
No, there was actually some tension and even some anti-gay violence.
Yeah, and you know, of course, there will always be a bad apple in the crowd, and we deal with it, but it doesn't really happen all that much anymore. So
there's a lot of intermingling. It used to be where these were the gay bars, these were the straight bars, and you don't cross that divide. Not so much anymore.
And is that generational? Is that because of the younger people?
Probably so. I think, yeah. There's a lot of, well, 2 nights of karaoke at the R3 Hotel brings a lot of straight folks there. And we often go to some of the straight bars for karaoke there as well.
Yeah, so we intermingle. So it's really is a new age and a new generation. And it is becoming 365 days a year up there. We slow down a little bit, but once we get through that first initial rain and everybody gets a little cabin crazy and they start coming out again in support, which is fun and great.
So let's talk a little bit about the holiday season, stuff that's going on at the R3, but also throughout town. I mean, you've always got the wonderful holiday light parade.
Coming up.
You know, I love watching the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence chatting with little kids and, pickup trucks with Christmas lights on them. I mean, it really is about the campiest Christmas parade anywhere. But what else we got going on?
Well, there is, first and foremost, which has been going on for a long time, is Mama's Toy Drive, which we're in the process of collecting the toys right now, which is huge up at the river. So on Christmas Day, we actually go over to the Vets Hall, and all the kids from town get to come in and they get presents. And it's a day that everybody, every age looks forward to.
Right.
And then, of course, the Christmas Light Parade, which will be coming up. And let's see, what else is going on? We have the holiday
marathon.
Oh, how can I forget that? We do a huge fundraiser over at the R, but it's community driven, and it's a Christmas Day Bartenders Marathon. So it's from 12 noon to 12 midnight.
Well, no, so what is a bartender's marathon? You run or you drink? I just want to know which it is.
You run and you drink. So
it is Guerneville after all, right?
It is. Actually, what happens is from 12 noon to 12 midnight, there are half-hour shifts, and everybody who's not a bartender gets to experience what we have to experience
every day.
Every day. So it's really fun, and we raise money for about 5 different organizations, charities, and I believe last year we raised about 18,000, somewhere around there.
They do encourage you, like if you take a bartending shift, to start collecting your tips weeks in advance.
Yeah, I understand.
So yeah, it's very helpful if you do that, and we get some people that gets a lot of money, donated.
And this year has been an epic year. It's amazing how much money that little town raises. I was looking
because the town is now what, 1,001 people?
Something
like that.
Yeah. But this year we've just, out of about 5, 6 major fundraisers, the little town has opened up their pocket. We're just under $100,000 for various the Valley Fire, Orlando, et cetera, and it's amazing how they open up their wallets and give.
Yeah. I always used to say when we first went to Guerneville that the season starts with Women's Weekend and it ends with Women's Weekend, but that's not the case anymore.
No longer. Season will always open technically with Women's Weekend, and
which is right around Memorial Day.
The weekend right before,
right.
And it doesn't stop. I'm not done yet. I know we're not done at the R3.
Yeah.
And we don't really get a kind of a nap until after New Year's Eve, which is our very famous Red Party, and everybody in Sonoma County is there for that. So.
Yeah, because Guerneville really has become a magnet now for the rest of the West County for fun.
Yeah.
What is it about Guerneville on the river that makes it so special? I mean, obviously I'm a booster. I mean, for me, it's the combination of the redwoods, which are just so gorgeous. We have one in our backyard. And the friendliness of the people. I mean, you can go up there and stay for a week and you don't have to shave. Well, you guys never shave. But I mean, for me, I don't shave for a week. It's a big deal.
It's community. The one thing that I hear from a lot of people coming from outside the area, they have never experienced community as we are. We support each other through good, through bad. And we open our arms to everybody, and we love. We're just about love up there.
Yeah. People are just friendly. And I think it goes, not just the people who live there, but I think when you come up to visit, you get to relax, and you don't have to have sort of the shields that you may have if you're living in a busy city. And up there you can relax, you can drop your defenses, and just enjoy yourself. And I think that makes for, a good time for everybody.
Yeah, I remember the first year there was some big event going on in town, and all the parking places were taken, and we had driven down to get something that we needed the car for, and this woman right there next to the coffee bazaar said, "Oh, come on in, this is parking for locals." And I said, "How do you know we're local?" She said, "Oh, sugar," she said, "it's a small town." We've got about 10 seconds left for each of you. What is the one thing that you think is best about Guerneville than you?
The best thing about Guerneville is just being a part of that wonderful, loving community and embracing. We just embrace each other with greatness.
There's so much. The community is wonderful. The setting is beautiful. There's a great radio station.
There you go. What's not to like? Thank you, Rob and Rodger.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Other fellow river rats, as we like to say. I'm David Perry. You've been watching 10%. We'll see you this time next week. Good night.
Bye.